Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
What's going on, ladies and gents? It is your boy Gamma back with the lovely
Juju.
It has been a long time, and we were trying to behave. You know, we got a lot going on behind the scenes.
Right.
But unfortunately, some other people were not behaving. Or, one person in particular.
Talk about it.
The Fresh Prince. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we got to touch on this, guys. It's the slap heard around the world. I mean, good grief. If you're looking at the pictures on the screen, then yeah, it was brutal. It caught all of us off guard.
I could still feel it.
And many of us, I would say the initial reaction was, oh, this got to be a skit.
I know,
Gotta
right?
be fake, right? It was
Has
just
to
so
be.
weird that you didn't know how to process it. It took a while before you recognized,
Right.
oh, this is real. Super real. So in today's video, we're going to talk about that. But more importantly, we're going to discuss the real reason why it happened.
Okay.
All right, guys. So if this is your first time here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell. You won't miss a video like this. And be ready to drop your comments below. Let us know what you think about this incident. Are you on Chris Rock's side? Or are you on Will Smith's side? Or you think everybody should get disciplined? I don't know, man. But yeah, get ready to drop a comment below because we would like to discuss this. So let's get into the facts.
Right.
First and foremost, what exactly took place, Juju?
So Chris Rock, being the host of the Oscars, telling some jokes, ragging on everyone there. And when it came to Jada Pinkett, he, to me, actually said a pretty simple joke about her looking like G.I. Jane.
Right. And you know what? To be specific, all he said was, there goes Jada, and then I think he mentioned G.I. Jane 2 or something
can't
like
wait.
that. Can't wait, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't even really a malicious joke, in my opinion. It wasn't. Right. It wasn't like some slime ball joke where he's really taking a jab at something, super sensitive.
Right.
But anyways, so what took place afterwards?
Well, what took place afterwards was the slap heard around the universe.
Oh yeah, he put the hands of like Thor on his face.
Will Smith pretty much came up on that stage, cool, calm, and collective. He had like a little strut, right?
Yeah.
A little dip to the side. And pretty much gave like the loudest, hardest pimp smack I've ever heard.
It was, and it was so crazy. No one on the planet would have guessed it.
No.
Like, as he was walking, there was still no threat being presented, right?
None.
No security stood up.
None.
No cameraman dropped the camera.
Nothing.
Even Chris Rock was still laughing and smiling.
Yeah.
At one point, I think he called him Richard,
Right.
referring to the movie, of course. That
Right,
he did.
right.
And, like you said, he had that little stride, that walk. It was somewhat of a boss walk.
Right.
Like he was walking with a mission and he laid them hands on him. And what was crazier was the timing, everything that happened. Like Will Smith perfectly aligned himself for one of the most vicious, timeliest slaps. It wasn't even seen in advance. Like you would have thought he was probably going to whisper something in his ear.
Yeah.
Even if it was nasty, like, yo, son, don't do that no more. I would have expected that.
Right.
But it was just like, I'm walking to check my mail at the mailbox. Bah! And Chris Rock
His face
got rocked. His face, we're going to like pause it around here and zoom in.
Right.
Because it was one of those slaps that made Chris Rock say, yo, he hasn't been hit or slapped like that, I would say, in at least 40 years.
I know.
Probably since he was like in preteen. Right. Yeah, I would say minimum 40 years he probably didn't get hit like this. So he didn't know how to even respond.
It's like everybody hate Chris. For
Right.
real.
It was weird. Yeah, so let's talk about, so that's what took place, right?
Right.
Shortly after the hit, Will Smith walked right back front and center,
Yep.
sat down, right?
Yep.
And again, everyone in the audience was kind of like, yo, what's going on here? That they didn't know if it was a skit and, you know, if it was fake or real. And if it was real, why did it happen? Do you recall what Chris Rock's response was?
Yo, wasn't he mumbling, getting his bearings?
No, before that, he actually said, what was
yeah.
it? He was like, yo, this is like the greatest night
The greatest
in
night
television.
in history.
Not even the greatest, I don't think he said moment. I think he said this is the greatest night in television.
Yeah.
He was trying his best. Basically,
Yeah.
again, he's a comedian,
He's
right?
a comedian, so he's trying to bounce back.
Keep in mind, he's not a normal comedian. He's legendary.
Stand up.
Basically, he is to comedy what Will Smith is to acting.
That's true.
Like, these are two very well-known celebrities.
Yes.
So this is not like some, you know, mediocre or, you know, overnight success type comic that just got a big break.
No.
Chris Rock has hosted the Oscars many times. It
times.
seemed like he hosts every year, to be honest.
I know, right?
You know, so with that said, it was really tough seeing Chris Rock just stunned, trying his best to like figure out what took place and respond to it on live television.
Right.
So
right.
he did say something along the lines of, you know, it's the greatest night in television. And he was like, wow, okay, you know, like this just happened.
But what do you think? I mean, you're going to give him his props for keeping his composure?
Well, he really had no choice. I know there were some people that were saying, you know, and we're going to touch on this in a little bit, but there were some people that were saying, yo, he should have reacted differently, meaning he should have like swung back or slapped or, I mean, you got to think, Chris Rock is, he's a professional.
Right.
Even though he's a comedian, you know he doesn't really hold any malice. You know, that's what
No.
comedians do. They
Yeah,
roast
yeah.
people. They're not there to really try to embarrass you and make you feel like I hate you and this is why I'm doing and saying
No,
this. So it was really strange for Chris Rock. I think that he genuinely did not know what took place and why.
He did not see that coming.
And yes, you can say, well, he joked about his wife. No, that's not enough for Chris Rock to feel like I deserved it. Like, I'm being very blunt. I think it was really off guard for him. And it was like, wait, what happened? I just said a G.I. Jane joke.
So there must be more to it.
You know what? I think Chris Rock probably had more jokes, but he was so startled by the slap,
Right.
he withheld. Like, in other words, he could have been like, yo, I'm going to feel that till August.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
No.
Security would have had to jump
Would
in
have
there.
been barreling down that.
It would have been serious, yeah.
gosh,
No,
yeah.
seriously, I think Chris Rock probably thought of a few more lines, right?
Right.
And he was like, nah, I ain't gonna say, you know, I ain't gonna say, you know, hey, whoa, you ain't do that till August, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't do that till, you know, August. Or he could have even just been like, whoo, that was an entanglement. Anything he
to go right
said
back,
at that
yeah.
point would have caused a full-fledged
heck yeah.
charge to the stage. Both hands open.
Both hands cocked back.
Open hands. I'm talking like a full dash. Just imagine him saying, yo, whoa, I just got entangled and I'm gonna feel that till August. My gosh. They would have had to have a new host. And Will Smith would have got escorted out. I mean, I'm glad that we can laugh, but I'm just thinking of how Chris Rock must feel, because what else took place? Like, not even 10 minutes later, he winded up, meaning Will Smith winding up winning the best actor. The one time he wasn't acting,
Yeah, right?
is what preceded that. Like, he winded. It was just such a weird thing. And then, do you recall his speech?
Well,
I mean, we didn't see the entire speech. They said it was like almost 5 minutes
it
long.
was very emotional.
We only saw maybe less than a minute. But do you recall some of the things he said? Because I've been hearing that he apologized.
Well, right, to the Oscars and
The Academy.
Right, to the Academy.
Not to Chris.
Well, right.
Yeah, let's be clear. He did apologize. And in fact, he said, I hope you guys invite me back.
I hope so.
I hope I'm invited next year.
Yeah.
All right, so
it was emotional. I know
lot.
he was, still talking about his movie, but also like being the protector, right?
Right.
Remember?
It was
Of his
crazy
family,
because he basically, you could tell he was trying to justify and explain what he did.
What he did
without
in that moment.
actually saying it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He was
Right.
like touching on things without really saying, yo, I didn't mean to slap him, or I meant to slap him, or
Yeah.
this is the reason why I
Yeah.
slapped him. He didn't say that, but he was explaining and going through that process.
Right.
All right, so Juju, let's do this real quick, right?
What's that?
You know, because everybody's talking about it. But the reason why people clicked on this video, they want to hear the real reason why it happened. So let's dig into that. Let's dive into that. Okay, Will Smith and Jada,
Right.
they haven't been having the last, 2, 3, 4 years maybe? I don't know how long it's been going on. I would say at least 3 years, right?
Right.
Right before COVID, I say.
Right.
They haven't been having a lot of honeymoon-ish kind of vibes. They haven't been on top of the world on cloud nine. They've been going through a lot.
A lot of criticism.
A
Or
lot of criticism,
critique on
but
their
let's talk about why. They put it out there. You know,
That's
Red Table
true.
Talk.
That's
a lot of things have been discussed and revealed that really no one knew other than the participants.
True.
So,
true.
you know, Jada, Will, and the entangler, you know, aka August Alsina. And if I'm correct, August may have initially put it out first. Is that how it went down?
He did. He put
And,
it out.
and then they were kind of forced to talk about it and reveal the details, right?
Exactly.
All right. So again, it was those three, you know, because obviously Will had to know what happened, and Jada
Right.
knew, and you know, August. I don't know if he just had a moment of clarity. He was trying to like purge his sins and whatever. He put it out there, right?
Right.
And once it was known to the public, and Will should know this, he's an actor for like 20, 30, 40 years.
Right.
Once it was out there, everybody's going to give their opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know, whether it's right or wrong in support or against, they're going to give their 2 cents.
True.
So the reason why we're breaking all of this down is, yes, Jada has short hair, and you know it's been revealed that she has alopecia, I think it's called.
She struggles with that.
She struggles with that. She cut her hair short, etc. The joke that Chris Rock made is in reference to a movie in the 90s called G.I. Jane,
Right.
where you know the main actress had short hair.
Yep.
But
yep.
that, I don't believe for a second, that was the sole cause of the slap.
There's even more. There's even more history between Chris Rock and the Smiths. I know several years back, you remember when they were all talking about boycotting the Oscars?
Right.
Right?
Jada and a few others. Yeah.
Jada was in the front line with that. And I remember Chris Rock was hosting during that time. And he said, you know what? Like, we hear Jada saying, oh, let's boycott, you know, the Oscars, da 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 da. And he made a joke saying that, well, you were never invited. And you are invited as much as I'm invited into Rihanna's like panties or something, you know, lewd like that. So yeah, like they have some history in terms of like jabs.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and that's another part of what I was going to touch on too. You know, there's it's more than just what took place at that specific moment. It had to be a buildup.
Yeah.
You know, many different things is going on. I mean, think about it. Like the initial reaction Will Smith had was he laughed.
He
You know,
did,
whether it
yeah.
was a fake laugh, Hollywood laugh, or he was just
Yeah.
trying to be a good sport, he initially took it to the chin, right?
Right.
Then, if you kind of glance over, and you know, one of my
face.
one of my friends was saying, "Yo, man, Jada had that face," and when he saw Jada's face, it was go time. It was like, man.
Right.
So you know, they had a long discussion in the limo on the way there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of what they're doing to us. We're the butt of every joke in Hollywood. I'm tired. And Will Smith was like, all right, Jada, I know you tired, but I'm tired. And then finally, when that joke was made, she did the same face she made when she was saying she was tired.
Yeah.
And Will Smith was like, you know what, I'm tired.
I'm
But
tired
anyway,
too.
With all jokes aside, though, like, yeah, he initially laughed.
Yeah.
Then, if you look at Jada, she has this look of distraught, like kind of like, here we go again.
Discomfort, like,
right?
yeah,
Like, yo,
just
it just won't
annoyance.
stop.
Yeah.
And he reacted to that.
That's what you think?
Well, not that solely.
Yeah.
That's what triggered it, I should say. Like,
Okay,
that's what pushed him over the edge. Like, he has to be still thinking about the August Alsina, the entanglement, the years of being mocked and looked at by everyone who has an opinion.
Yeah.
All of that. In other words, that slap was not even for Chris Rock.
No, it was
It
for
had
everybody.
the power of paparazzis. It had the soul of criticism, judgment, hatred, even racism and slavery, and malnutrition, war, everything negative that
All of that.
ever ran through his mind. He released it. You know, if he was abused as a child, if he was neglected by his father, you know, the death of Uncle Phil, like everything
was
he
piled in there.
Vivian, you know, the replacement and what the original Vivian said. That slap was, yo, I feel bad for Chris because honestly,
Oh my
he
gosh.
gave him like a furious blow. And Chris knew, like, yo, dog, I did not, like, my face did not suffice. Yo, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, both of these men are like in their 50s. Yeah. The dark and lovely just dried on their hair.
The dark and lovely.
Yo, the hair, is that dark and lovely or is that for women? Hair club for men, I think. You guys know what I'm saying.
They all.
Listen, we know how they will look without money. That's what I'm trying to say. They all got their teeth, they got their hair, and they're still black. All of that was slapped. Like, come on, man. Will. Listen, the truth is, it was not just a joke.
No.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And in fact, it's even Will and Jada's marriage.
Yeah.
You know, let's take Chris and August out of it.
Right.
You
right.
gotta have issues in your marriage already to, you know, even have such a violent and a crazy reaction. I was discussing this with, you know, Juju and a friend of ours. I was like, listen, when you're in a good space with your spouse or your partner, right?
Right.
Nothing can really offend you like that. You know, like let's say you're, okay, I'll give a specific example, right? Well, let's say you're at a carnival or some type of show, you know, there's a lot of other people there, right?
Right.
You're having the time of your life, but you have a really great dynamic with your partner.
Right. Right.
People are looking at you like, man, look at these guys matching outfits, looking silly, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're not going to be offended.
It's gonna roll
You're
off.
going
you.
to laugh and go along with it. You're going to be like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm cheesy, but, you know, I'm with mine. You know, I'm happy, right? That's kind of the normal reaction when you're in a good space.
Right.
Same couple, but you guys have been on the brink of breaking up and you've probably experienced some infidelity and, you know, financial issues and you're going through it, right?
Right.
Maybe a lost loved one. Like, let's just say you're going through some internal conflict and you're at that same carnival. Somebody's like poking fun at you. Oh, look at it, you know, goofy couple.
You're gonna
wearing,
react differently.
right, your reaction is going to be quite different. Because at that point, you're probably on life support in terms of the relationship. So any joke, anyone mocking or making fun of you, you're going to take that a different way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what you're keeping inside, maybe you really want to let loose on your partner. But you don't want to do it, so you now have displaced anger. And that's what I saw with Will Smith.
Yeah.
He slapped... Man, look, I'm just going to put it out there. That slap probably was meant years ago for Jada, was probably meant years ago for his children, was probably meant years ago for his publicist, his agent, his assistant. It was meant for a lot of other people. And that is not in any way condoning slapping Chris or any other person.
No.
I'm just trying to explain maybe the psychology.
Pent up.
Right,
yeah.
right. We all know it couldn't have been. Come on, man. That joke wasn't that serious.
I mean, you know what? What it helps me to see is that despite all of the glitz and glam, the money, the high profile status, whatever, they're just humans.
Well,
and I know,
yes.
and I know a lot of
Yes.
people. A lot of people are saying like, oh, you know, like he's an actor. He's accomplished so much. You know, he knows this comes with the turf. I get that, and that's true. And I'm pretty sure as long as Will and Jada has been in the public eye, they know that too.
Right,
but at the end of the day, they are humans. They're a family, and yes, they're living their life out, you know, in the public to a certain
They have loads of money,
and even their kids.
They get a lot of attention,
right?
So a lot of people look at that as like, you know, they're above and beyond normalcy.
But does that mean like, okay, all the jabs, all the criticism, like it should just roll off of them?
No.
No,
See,
they're gonna be.
but Juju, here's
Yeah.
the thing though. I think what people are kind of upset at Will about is not that he had feelings of, wanting to defend his wife or feelings of hurt or anger. That's fine. It's his reaction. And I'm not saying that he should be perfect in how he reacts either. I'm saying the way he reacted. Okay, let me be even more blunt. We're dealing with cancel culture, right? At an all-time high. People are getting canceled left and right just for words.
He did not care about cancel
words, right? They're getting canceled for things they said sometimes decades ago.
Right.
Sometimes even before they got their career off the ground.
I know.
So we're dealing with a very sensitive time. There's really not much you can say and get away with in these, in today's climate, especially with particular groups. It seems like some groups are more protected than others. And so I think, I've, like you said, we've heard different takes on this. Only one person that we watched brought up race. Like, I hate to see two black brothers. And
that was so garbage.
I dismissed that. I was like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. Yes, the optics visually, you may not want to see that, but there was nothing remotely race related in terms of what this, what took place. In fact, if you want to be fair, Will Smith actually smacked a French reporter years ago that joked about him on the red carpet or tried to touch his face. He slapped him. So yeah. In other words, Will Smith will smack you. He's an equal opportunity smacker. Man, I'm trying to be serious, but my point is I'm not looking at that aspect of it. I'm just saying, I think the reaction, the way he went about it, is so unbecoming of a Will Smith, but he is human, and more so, this was probably the realest moment in Oscar history.
Talk about it.
Hollywood is known for fake, weird, contrived, pretend, handshakes and people not keeping their words and all of that,
all of that.
This as uncomfortable as it was, as cringeworthy as it may be for some people, was by far probably the most real thing that ever happened.
And you know what?
And it might have been needed. Hate to say.
I know, you saying that is how I feel. Like, I feel like, yes, like they're humans. Like, show their imperfection.
Wow.
Show their insecurities.
Slaps
show
in the
it.
face,
No, I'm just saying. It lets us know, like, they're just like us. And and you know what? I mean, some people may laugh at this, but Tiffany Haddish, her response to this was that, it was beautiful.
Wow.
And the reason why she said it, though, was because here's a man sticking up for his woman. And you touched on the point of that there are groups that are more protected than others. Black women. Now, think of, this is getting a little deep, but think of Jada Smith. She's a wife. She's a wife. She admit to having an affair or whatever you want to call it within the marriage, even though they were like, in bad terms, talking about Will and her, when she stepped out and she dealt with August, right? From that point, she was getting it, right? Left, right, up, down in terms of criticism and, people bashing her and whatever. So Will, going back to just how much pent upness like he's had over the years, especially with this whole ordeal with Jada, it came from a deep place. Came from a deep place.
Oh yeah.
But again, seeing his reaction, it's like, like this is real life stuff. Missed me with the whole, he's a celebrity, he should know better, like he's black. Like, no, he's human and he has feelings, and that was what we saw. Right.
Well,
I'm not condoning anything. I'm just saying.
No. Yeah. The explaining the emotions behind it, it doesn't require much, No. We can all understand that. Again, the real issue is that it became physical. Yeah. I mean, we got to talk about the fact that, it is assault. Caught on camera. The only reason Will Smith is not dealing with any litigation right now is Chris Rock refused to press charges.
Exactly.
So that's the part that I think rubs people the wrong way. Like, we've heard comics and heck, politicians and everyone hurl insults at each other, and sometimes they outright lie and they bring people in it that shouldn't be involved. Like they may even attack kids and family.
I know.
We get that. It's not right either. But once it gets physical, it's like, really, dog. And I think that's where a lot of people are really upset with Will Smith. At that point, again, You know, if it was done in the streets, if it was done behind the scenes, you know, if it was done after the show, that might have been a different discussion too.
But it goes to show at that point in time, he did not care the cameras were on.
And that's the point.
That's how moved he was. Yeah.
Because some people, I've actually heard that, you know, some people viewed it as a cowardly move. Like, why did you do it on live television?
He did it straight up to his face.
No, but look, he did it on live television.
Right.
He did it knowing that Chris Rock had little to no kind of way of giving a retaliation or response or reaction to that, other than maybe just joking and saying what he said, you know. It was like, it wasn't done in a way that he would have been able to truly say, look, man to man, don't do this anymore, boom, 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 or, you know. It was just like you did it on a live show at the biggest stage in Hollywood, you know, the Oscar night. It just made so many people feel awkward and uncomfortable. So, look, we're not haters of Chris or Will Smith. I just want to cover every basis as to why people are looking at, you know, from both sides as to, you know, it's just like, why did you do it that way? Why did it become physical? And why was it done on the stage?
Why with the open 5 finger?
Yeah, it's a lot, guys. And so we really want to know what you think. As you can kind of tell, Juju, she's not condoning it, but she is kind of more, I guess, understanding of Will's reaction. Where I, on the other hand, I'm not condoning it either. And maybe I'm not as understanding, meaning I'm not as willing to be like, oh, I'll give him a pass. I'm like, come on, Will. I still expect a little bit better from you. The notion behind why you did it and how you felt, all of that, especially, you know, standing up for your wife, I get all of that. But you put everybody, especially Chris Rock, and now even yourself in an awkward position. Yeah. Because it's live television. It's not something that you could say, well, I didn't really do it that way, or no, everyone saw it. You did it.
What do you think Kanye is saying right now?
Kanye is like
walking up on stage.
Yeah, I thought I was crazy, right? I don't know, guys. Yo, listen, leave a comment below. We may do a follow-up to this because there's so much more we could probably dissect, but leave your comments below. Let us know what you think about the event, the incident that took place. Who are you riding with? Are you riding with Will? Are you riding with Chris Rock? Or are you understanding from both ends, you know, like it shouldn't have happened, but you get it and you get what he was doing in terms of Chris Rock, etc. We just like to know what you think. Yeah, man. So one thing we do agree on, it was one heck of a moment.
It was.
And it will go down in Hollywood history.
Oh, heck yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for listening. It's your boy Gamma signing out with
Juju.
And until next time,
escape the Matrix.